This is Angela Brown. Welcome to the latest episode of the Sexy Thyroid Solution. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about mental health relating to the thyroid. But first, if you could do me a huge favor, if you are new here and you're watching this on YouTube, it would be awesome if you could subscribe to my channel. You're just going to hit the button that says subscribe, and then there's a little bell that you can hit for notifications. So every single time on Thursdays when I release a video, you will get a notification. If you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, just go ahead and hit a like and share that. Share this with somebody who you think would benefit from this information. And if you are a return subscriber, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. So let's go ahead and dive in here. So a really common thing that I see whenever someone is dealing with a slow thyroid, whether they've been diagnosed with thyroidism, hypothyroidism or not, mental health is a big factor with this. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit more in depth because I've done posts about this. But one thing to remember is, unfortunately, whenever someone has these mental health issues, so whether it be anxiety, whether it be depression, they have these things going on, a lot of times they're just told, you know what, it's just chemical imbalance. Here's your medication, be on your way. But that doesn't really get to the root cause. Now, sometimes there is this chemical imbalance, absolutely, but I feel like so many people are just thrown on medication and they're not really given the opportunity to dig deeper and find out, well, why is there this imbalance? What is going on here? The other thing that people are also told is, just kind of suck it up, change your mindset. Now, this is a huge factor. I don't disagree with this at all, but how many of you have found that you can just go, I'm just going to think my way through this and I'm going to get through my depression or I'm going to get through my anxiety? It's pretty rare if that happens. I've never personally been able to do that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you are not able to do that either. Now, again, it's a great thing to work towards and to utilize that, but it's usually not going to be the thing that gets you through it. So let me know too, by the way, do you suffer from anxiety or depression or things like that, whether or not you know that you have hypothyroidism, but if you do have kind of a slow thyroid, do you suffer from this? Because I know when I dealt with pretty bad hypothyroidism, I had really big depression and anxiety as well. So give me a comment. Let me know if you suffer from this as well, or if you want to send me a private message, because I've been there myself. So what kind of things cause this? What can cause your thyroid to have this connection to mental health? So first thing that I want to talk a little bit is about metals. Metals are a huge thing that I actually test for. Everybody that comes to me typically ends up getting a hair tissue test because I find so many women especially have this huge imbalance when it comes to their minerals, and this is what the hair tissue test does. And there's a massive connection with a slow thyroid when the minerals are off. The other part of the test is they check for metals. And I keep finding all these tests that come back where I see metals. And metals can play a massive role in a slow thyroid and in your mental health. And this happens because a lot of times metals and things like mercury and aluminum are kind of biggies. Even fluoride can be big ones. And I see these on test a lot. But what they do is they actually deposit in your brain. And I know that sounds disturbing, but that's literally essentially what they're doing. And then what happens is because they're depositing in your brain, they kind of almost oxidize. And oxidize means they sort of like crystallize, and they're just going to wreak havoc in the area. They're not supposed to be there like that. And so in turn, they end up causing a lot of issues with your neurotransmitters. So your neurotransmitters are the things that are going to make you feel good, particularly things like serotonin, dopamine. Those are going to be like your feel good, keep you not having depression, keep you from not having anxiety. And those get completely messed up. And they get depleted whenever you have metals involved. And so you end up having all these symptoms of depression and anxiety. And again, you just get put on a medication when the problem could have just been metals and you just needed to detox and bind up those metals and get them out. Another thing is, what are your adrenal glands doing? So I've talked about this ad nauseum, that the adrenals have such a massive connection to your thyroid. When one's off, the other one's off. Here's the problem. When the adrenals get completely run down, what ends up happening is they end up actually burning through your neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, because when your adrenals are run down, you end up blowing through the cortisol, you end up blowing through all these things that there's not a whole lot left. So your body starts grabbing onto things. What else can it do? So it's going to grab onto things like neurotransmitters, and it's going to burn right through those. And the neurotransmitters, again, make you feel happy. They make you feel not anxious. So you kind of just burn right through those whenever the adrenals are bottomed out. And again, like I said, the adrenals typically end up getting bottomed out when the thyroid is completely bottomed out as well, and it's in a hypothyroid state. So what do you do about this? What are the big things that you can do about this? First and foremost, like I talked about earlier, getting a hair tissue test so you can see what your mineral and your metal status is. This is going to be huge, especially the metals, because if there's a bunch of metals on there, I almost always see, if I see metals on a test, there's been some sort of mental anguish going on, whether, like I said, it could be depression, it could be anxiety. I'm typically always going to see something there. So I want to see what your metals are doing. And the best way to do that, that I've seen, is by doing the hair tissue test. That's going to give me a pretty good read on what's going on. Also, what your minerals are doing. If your minerals are completely imbalanced, that's going to play a role in how you can get rid of those metals. If you're really bottomed out with your minerals, your metals are going to stay stuck. They're not going to move. They're going to stay stuck, and they're going to get stuck in your brain as well. So there's a big connection there why I'm adamant about mineral testing and metal testing. The other thing is you've got to start eating clean. And everyone hates hearing this, but it's huge. It's absolutely huge. When you start eating clean and you nourish your body with the correct foods and you're not eating a bunch of processed junk, things like that, the metals and things like that that are there can also cause a little bit less damage when it comes to the mental state. Your neurotransmitters need to have good nourishment. So eat clean, and that can also help. Things like celery juice, coconut water, those are some really good examples without supplementing, but using things like that can help with some mineral stuff. It can help with some of the mental health aspect as well. So those are some of the things that I actually would recommend without knowing what your testing is and what your metal status is. That's something that you can try as well. So I hope this helps you. I hope this gives you some good information. Again, if you have questions with this, just let me know. You can absolutely reach out. I do still have my free guide going if you want some other causes that could be wreaking havoc on your thyroid and causing a slow thyroid. Like I said, you don't have to be diagnosed with hypothyroidism to have a slow thyroid and slow metabolism. So that can help you as well. You can definitely grab my free guide. It's in the link below. Again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do me a favor, subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell so you get the notification. So you're going to get a notification every single Thursday when my video comes out. And then if you're on Facebook or Instagram, like this as well and share this with people who would get, some benefit from this video and from this information. So give me a comment too. If you've suffered from this, if you've gone through this yourself, if you've had a lot of anxiety or depression, something like that, and there was this connection to your thyroid, give me a shout out. I would love to know and what helped you as well, because I've been there myself. So hope you guys have an amazing day. We'll talk soon. Bye.